welcome in as we sorted out some technical difficulties early, but we move. Hilltoppers with the throw, and it's Barrientos. Looks to go long. A little bit of a duck snort, if you will. Nodded away by the Dukes. Barrientos looks for a cross back in, but can't get it. Chilena away from the Hilltopper, and he finds Klaus. He's got one-on-one with Papa. Out to Benson.
The ball.
Nice ball to the back post. Headed away by Waski. The danger's cleared for a moment. And is won back by the Hilltoppers. Well defended by Will Carter.
You must say Glenbard West have had the better of the play here, despite being down 1-0.
Connor looks to find Glodz. Good touch by Glodz as he turns his defender. Another good dribble, just a little too heavy. Greco wins it back now with Glodz. Waski into Greco. Turns on it. 2-on-1. Greco does well here. Looks to get to the end line. Pulls short.
First time they've done that this entire game. There's a long ball.
Look to find Alex Ginder. Defended well by Janowski. Duke's throw in.
Been a lot of good defending from Janowski in this game. He's been a rock at the back so far.
Joby checks in for Jaden Waski.
Bit surprised to see Waski come out of this game. He's looked really dangerous in this one.
He has, and he's found himself in a more of a midfield role. Definitely a tactical adjustment made by Coach Jordan Stopka. Some fancy footwork from Ginder as he tiptoes through the tulips, but a little heavy touch in the end. Palacios turns. Looks to find a wide, but cut out by Will Carter. One back by the Hilltoppers. Faked by Ginder. Hilltoppers on a break. Another brilliant tackle from Mateusz Janowski. He's been a rock at the back, as Peter mentioned.
Good back press from Damian Glodz there.
Now Klaus. Won well by Menelacina. Now Vargas. Ginder finds the wide channel. He's got one-on-one with Oliver Connor. Some nice footwork from him. Looks to find the cross in, but it's cut out by Herrera. Shot by Vargas, but it's won't cause any trouble for Aaron Rivera.
Hilltoppers getting the box well, but they don't have runners. Getting it forward, but no one in the box to get on the end of the crosses.
Rivera elects for the punt. First time we've seen him do that tonight. Joby goes up to win it. And the Hilltoppers pick up the seconds. It's Vargas, now with Klaus. To Palacios. Won by Greco. Now Rico. He's done well for a moment, but never really got the ball under control.
Game has just died down a bit. Intensity was high at the beginning of this half, but with 5 minutes remaining, just a little bit of a lull in this game.
Another throw for the Hilltoppers. Another win by Janowski. Pressure from Joby. Ball with Ginder. Into Barrientos. Plays it wide. Hilltoppers looking to get service. Maybe a shot, perhaps. But that's not on the mark.
Had the keeper running for a moment there, but in the end it was well wide.
A little bit of a lollipop as Damian Glodz comes off, and that's going to be number 15, Andrew Check. Coming into the game. Another interesting sub pattern is we've seen Glodz play majority of the minutes this season. Pete, tell me a little bit about Damian Glodz.
Well, he is the top scorer for the Dukes, and he has been their star man up top. 8 goals this season, looking to add another today.
Where did Glodz come from? What's his story?
Nice club called FC United up north, where he was a right back for a long time before he decides to make the switch to the Dukes. Converted to striker, and he's done very well in that spot.
He's adapted brilliantly, like Pete mentioned. Top goal scorer this season. He's been causing trouble for back lines all year. Fun fact about Damian Glotz, he's never had a glass of milk in his life.
Wow.
Not a big milk guy, Glotz is. But boy, can he score goals. Ball in by Vargas. Good ball. Headed by Glenbard West, cleared by York.
Good press.
Feldman on his back, forces the Glenbard West player, tries to find Klinich. Klinich wins it. Now on Papa. Cuts in, looks to shoot lefty. It's blocked, but it's back with Klinich. The service from Zur. Finds the head of Palacios. Nods it just wide.
And there, for really the first time in the game, the Hilltoppers actually got runners in the box, and with good service, probably their best chance of the game.
Grayson Klinich has been a little bit of a spark plug for this Hilltopper team thus far, coming in off the bench, but he's just been the little bit of energy that the Hilltoppers has needed, creating some chances. Janowski goes wide, but it's cut out by Vargas. Connor to Carter. Now with Herrera. And Janowski clears the danger. Finds Andrew Czech. Plays it wide to Joby. And now with Carter. Back to Joby. And he gets on his horse a little bit. Aaron Joby. The Dukes are numbers down, but Joby does not care. He keeps going. Slowed down a little bit. And it's eventually lost by Joby.
That seems to be what Joby's about in the game so far, and in the last game I watched of the Dukes. A lot of good running at the back line, creating chances with his pace and his dribbling.
Here's Klinich. Headed by Palacios. Official doesn't like what he sees, calls it foul. It's going to be a free kick for the Hilltoppers.
Dukes could have been on the break there, but the referee called it short.
Advantageous position for this free kick for the Hilltoppers as we have about a minute left in this half as the Hilltoppers look to equalize before the half.
Dukes have defended the set piece as well from throw-ins and the occasional corner kick, but let's see what can happen here.
It's going to be Vargas, served in, headed away by Menelacina, and now it's cleared by Herrera. Now Feldman. And then Herrera. Over the top to Joby, but it's just going to be a little too hot for him as it's claimed by the Glenbard West keeper. Up to Klinich. Takes Janowski to the sideline, but once again, a little bit of extracurricular activity from Klinich on Janowski. It's the second time we've seen that tonight.
Good battle forming between those two, but you have to say Janowski is winning that one.
Definitely has got the better of him this far, but definitely shows that Klinich has got a little bite to him. As that's the halftime buzzer. The Dukes are up 1-0 on the Glenbard West Hilltoppers. Pete, what are your thoughts after that first half?
Well, started off strong for the Dukes, and they had the majority of possession. Hilltoppers were caught on their heels, but they grew into the game most definitely, created a couple good chances, a couple close calls around the box, but against the run of play, great play from the Dukes to score a goal, and that was the half.
Well taken goal by Michael Greco as he scores his first of the season and starts that tally. Tighter game than we might have anticipated. Guys off the bench from Glenbard West, specifically Grayson Klinich, has definitely given them the extra bite that they needed, created a couple opportunities. We definitely have a ball game in the second half, Pete.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Halftime has come to an end here in Elmhurst, Illinois. The Dukes up 1-0 after the first half. Pete, what did you think of that first half?
Well, like I said before, good start by the Dukes. Shifted to the Hilltoppers, but then great goal by Mike Greco to give them the lead against the run of play, but they count all the same. And it was a beautiful goal, dribbling past two players, slamming it home with his left foot into the bottom right corner. And they'll be hoping for more of that.
Taken well by Greco. Only a 1-goal lead for the Dukes, and that's how it is in the West Suburban Conference. This is the third conference game for the Dukes in conference. Definitely one that they have to win after a unlucky loss to the OPRF Huskies a couple weeks ago on the home turf. The Dukes definitely look to be an improved side from that match, dictating the tempo more so and keeping the ball and creating some more chances. They definitely look strong in the back, and that back line is led by Mateusz Janowski, senior captain, number 10. Fun fact about Mateusz Janowski, in his free time, he likes to read Greek mythology and spend time with his cats, named Murray and Joshua. Just a little bit, get to know your Dukes there. That's your captain, number 10, Mateusz Janowski.
Murray is a great cat name.
Yeah, it's a good cat. He's a good cat. Glod's at the halfway line, looks to start the second half.
You see Wassy, number 11 in the middle, back into the midfield, not his regular position.
Herrera goes long to Joby. It's knotted out by the Hilltoppers. Like you mentioned, Pete, number 11, Jaden Wassky, finds himself in the middle of this game. Something that hasn't been the case recently. What are your thoughts on that? Good footwork from Herrera there.
Yeah. As you were saying, I think Wassky's in the middle, trying to just help circulate the ball a bit more. When we watched him last time out against OPRF, just got isolated on the wing, so perhaps trying to get him more involved.
Definitely a guy you want to get more involved. DePaul commit. He will be going to DePaul University next year. If you're Jordan Stopka, definitely a guy you want to get involved, and we've seen it already today. The combination of Michael Greco, Jaden Wassky, and Rico Herrera, as Herrera finds Wassky there in the box. Knocked away by the Hilltoppers, and now cleared. Wells gives chase.
Good start for the Dukes there, getting the ball in the box, creating a little bit of chaos in there. Hilltoppers couldn't clear it the first time of asking. But
Wells to Steen, settles it quite well. Joby gets caught up on it a little bit. It's going to be out for a Hilltopper throw. And they elect to go quickly, find Alex Ginder. And Janowski runs right through him. Puts his hands up, asks what that's for.
And he kicks the ball at him. A little bit of afters, as we've seen.
Rolls
quite
the ball away, and the official is not a fan of that. Janowski gets shown the yellow card, and he's going to have to come off for that offense. Janowski still trotting the sideline, not a fan of it. It's a little bit of a brutal call there, but Hilltoppers looking to take advantage here as they have an advantageous free kick. It's going to be Vargas on it.
Service has been generally good from Vargas, but York has dealt with it well.
Can't underestimate without Janowski's presence in the box. Looks like it's dealt with by the Dukes, but it's going to be out for a corner. Like I was saying, the lack of presence from Janowski as he's at the halfway line looking to get back in as soon as he can. He's usually been the ball winner in the box, heading those balls away. So without him, someone's going to have to step up and deal with these crosses.
Vargas, great delivery last time. What can you do here?
Vargas again to the front post. Flicked away by Herrera. Still danger. Back to Grinder. Line's cleared well by the Dukes as they step up. Glodz looks to switch it to Alan Rivas, but Vargas is there and knocks it back to the keeper.
Rivas has got pace, but not that much.
Now that was a little ambitious, but the right idea. It's going to be a Duke throw-in, and here comes Janowski again after a brief talking to with Jordan Stopka as he has to come off after that yellow card. Back in the game. Header won by Papa. Waski comes back and knocks it to Steen. Steen to Joby. Joby drives. Looks to get a cross in, but Steen gets in his way a little bit. It's going to be a goal kick for the Hilltoppers.
Good run by Steen. A little frustrated after that ball didn't get played back to him. You have to understand it. Sprinted a good 30 yards to get up there.
It's the life of the fullback, isn't it, Pete? You make a big run up and you don't get the ball, and next thing you know, you got to make that same run back to get on defense. As the Hilltoppers kind of just play it out there. It's going to be a throw for the Dukes. Welz with a nice big throw. Doesn't necessarily find anyone. Now it trickles to Glotz's feet. Connects to Waski. Switches to Joby. Great ball from to Joby. Touch gets away from him a little bit. Still there. Into Glotz. Touches a little away. Glotz shoots. Well defended by Luke Benson.
All started by a great move from the Dukes. Into Glotz. Holds it for a moment. Lets his runners get around him. Plays it back.
And a good ball from Waski. Waski's been good in the midfield.
Nice technical adjustment by the coach there.
You can definitely see the chemistry between Glotz and Rico Herrera and Jaden Waski. Those guys, they can play it to him, get the ball back. So there's a shot from Herrera, spilled by the keeper. Glotz finishes it up, and it's a goal for the Dukes. Number 9, Damian Glotz.
Great striker's instincts there from Glotz. Although he was a previous defender, always ready in the box when you're a striker for a spill from the keeper. And it
Goal
came
for
right
the
to him there.
Dukes, number 9, Damian Glotz.
A true poacher's goal from Damian Glotz, but that's what you need your striker to do, knock the ball in the back of the net. Glotz makes no mistake about it. The Dukes extend the lead to 2. That's a big goal for the Dukes.
A greasy goal, but they all count the same in the score sheet.
It's a big goal for the Dukes in the run of this game, extending that lead to 2 early in the second half as Palacios headers it but didn't know too much about it. To Grinder. Good move by Grinder. Heavy touch. It's going to be out for a York Dukes goal kick. Like we said, that's a big goal for the momentum of this game. If you're a Hilltopper coming out of half, Coach Phil Wysick telling the guys they're right back in it. Glotz scores an early one. That's got to sting a little bit.
It just puts your heads down as the losing team when you get scored on early.
Herrera plays short to Papa. Papa drives. Finds Welz. Into the feet of Waski. Brilliant turn from Waski as he turns his defender. He's driving. A little heavy touch there as the Hilltoppers cut it out. Some good footwork there from Vargas.
Beautiful turn from Waski. He had Joby running. Tough foul there.
It's a big foul, and the parents did not like that at all. And Vargas, looks like the official gave a yellow card to Adachi as he was on the other side of the field. Not sure, maybe he said something the official did not like, but not quite too sure about that one.
Bit of afters there, I'm sure. A little battle forming between Janowski and this entire Hilltopper front line. Could be dangerous, him on the yellow.
Yeah, they're definitely getting at, as Herrera takes a shot from deep, that's going to soar over the bar.
3 points.
Janowski on that yellow, like we mentioned. The Hilltoppers are definitely getting at him a little bit. Hopefully he can keep us cool and, brush it off. The Hilltoppers are going up and in, and they play long. Welz wins it. Plays it back to the middle. Klaus is battling. It's going to find Papa. One back by Vargas. Tries to find Grinder in the channel, but can't do so. Now with Greco. Taken well to Rivas. And now with Herrera. Finds Greco. Now with Glotz. Some good football there from the Dukes. Playing 1-2 touch. It's now with Rico. Tries to find Glotz. Good step from Janowski there. Spacing behind. Grinder looks to take advantage of it.
You've got runners in the box.
Well defended by Steen. It's going to be a goal kick.
The York fullbacks have been very solid in this one, both Welz and Steen. Not much has gotten past them.
Good piece of defending there from Steen.
Last play there, Dukes had Joby open once more on this right side. Preferring to keep it central and attack through the middle, but Joby has made that inside run a few times and he's been open. Hasn't been found yet, though.
Joby's pace is definitely dangerous on that wing. As Rivera rolls it to Janowski and it switches it over to Papa, now with Waski. Finds Janowski. The Dukes seem to be pretty calm in the back, looking to build out, play the right way. As Janowski breaks the line, finds Glotz. Now with Glotz and Joby. Glotz looks to get it back, and he does. Can't deal with the touch, but he's going to keep pressing. Well defended there from the Hilltoppers. It's now with Grinder. And another strong step from Janowski.
A good combination there from the Dukes between Glotz and Joby. Couldn't quite find the final ball, but it's the right idea for sure.
It's going to be David Barda with the throw in here. Barda with some bright pink cleats there. Very vibrant. Finds Vargas in the pocket. Looks to play wide. Now it's with Klaus. Looks to combine with Hernandez. And it rolls out for a Hilltopper throw-in.
Similar to how the game reacted after the first goal of the game. Just kind of gotten in the lull. Not much intensity to it. Both teams kind of settling in, looking for a way through.
As you see in the box, a little post up from Klaus on Papa there. Long throw. Doesn't beat the first man, but it's back to the thrower. Well defended from Rivas, and he looks to find Glotz in the channel, but that one's going to roll out of bounds. Well defended from Alan Rivas, but can't quite find Glotz making that run. Had Palacios on his back. It's with Palacios now. Out for a throw-in. Glotz looks to take it quickly. And finds Waski. Well won by Vargas there.
Vargas has been very solid in the middle of the day.
He looks to find Hernandez. Rivera elects not to come out. Papa deals with it, but only for so long. Vargas has been very strong, like you mentioned, Pete, in the midfield for the Hilltoppers. Pete, I got to ask you, what's your favorite ocean?
I have to say the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, big Indian Ocean guy. Is there any reason behind that, or?
I feel like the basic answer is the Atlantic or the Pacific, but I just like to be different, really.
Yeah, I like that. The Indian Ocean is it's a good shout. Like you mentioned, not a shout that many people would have said.
Not quite sure where it is, but I know it's an ocean.
Well, that's all right. As Barrientos looks for the long throw again.
It's a very large run-up for this throw.
Very large run-up.
Onto the track.
A big run-up for, can't quite get it there again. Well dealt with by Waski. Waski picks it up and decides just to dump it for a throw-in.
Well, you'd think the Hilltoppers would try a short throw as it is here. Long throw hasn't quite worked out.
Look at Peter Soudan just predicting. He's got a little crystal ball there as he predicts that short throw. It's Klaus with the throw. Finds Hernandez. Cleared away by Welz. The Dukes look to get their lines up, and they do. Now with Benson. To Chibokas. Woski tries to swing at it. Now with Greco. Plays Rivera. And now Papa. And the Benson just kind of hits it there. Picked up by Janowski. And that one gets away from him.
This point in the game for York, it's really just about managing it. 2-0 lead. Glenbard West have not looked very dangerous. I think it's just about keeping possession, making sure you don't gift the opposition any other opportunities.
Definitely the Dukes look like they are trying to take the air out of the game, if you will. You got about 8 guys behind the ball. 9 guys behind the ball now. Just kind of looking to maybe pack it in here for a second.
And we all know how dangerous Glads and Woski and Heuer can be up top, so one break and it could be 3-0 if Glenbard West commit more numbers forward.
There's a foul on Klinich. Once again on Janowski. Janowski might have a couple of bruises tomorrow morning, courtesy of Grayson Klinich. The Hilltoppers made a sub there, bringing on Grayson Klinich and their top goal scorer, Aiden Adachi. Maybe the spark the Hilltoppers need to pull one back. Pete, you know they say about the 2-0 lead in football.
What's the dangerous scoreline?
You know, one goal from the Hilltoppers and they're back in it. Possession here from the Hilltoppers. Good footwork from Vargas there. Benson now to Barrientos. Out to Chiboku. Looks to find Barrientos again. Good body fake from Herrera. And the Dukes are off. Barrientos gives chase. Now it's with Joby. Joby gives a little sugar shake. Can't get anything there. Here's Aiden Adachi. Looks to find Hernandez. Well defended by Michael Greco. Well played by Michael Greco. He finds his 9 there. Damian Glotz. Now Woski over to Welz. Finds Rivas. Good little fake there from Rivas. Some nice footwork there. Cuts it back. Finds Glotz. Got a man on him. Spins it. Can't quite keep it. Good footwork there from Alan Rivas.
Glotz has done a great job of just dropping in the midfield when they need him. Helping York to keep possession. Not just getting the goals, but helping the team out in the build.
Wells says he'll take his shot at the long throw here. See what he's got. Does a little bit better. Finds the head of Glotz. Woski gets on the turn. It's a shot deflected. It's going to be a corner kick for the Dukes. That was a well-executed long throw. You can't underestimate those long throws, Pete. If you don't deal with it properly, it can be a problem quick.
Of course. Looks like a short corner here for the Dukes. Understandable with the way they're trying to manage the game. Just kill it.
The Dukes have done this look many times this year, putting Herrera and Woski on it. Herrera serves it in, finds the head of Janowski, but he can't quite steer it towards goal.
What's the reason behind the 2-man corner kick? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I think could be drawing another body out of the box. Coach Jordan Stopka might like his ball winners in the box. He's got Damian Glotz standing at about 6'1", 6'2". He's got Mateusz Janowski, who we've seen what he can do in the air. And he's also got Alexander Menelacino, who's got a couple goals with his head so far this season. So I think maybe bringing Woski out brings a guy out of the box, give those three a little more space to work, and hopefully steer one towards the net. Now with Herrera. Cuts it back to Glotz. Now to Greco. To Janowski. And now with Steen. To Joby. Touch gets away from him there. Won well by the Glenbard West left back, but he can't keep it. Rivas again. Glides by his defender. Looks to get service in, but that's dealt with.
Really good repress there from Steen. Once again, he's done very well. Just kind of squeezing Glenbard West when they win the ball back. Forces a bad pass there, gives York a corner. Both from the same side now.
It's an interesting play here. Looks to get front post. Ooh. Not a bad play. Janowski throws his body at it. Papa juggles a little bit with it there, and it's cleared now with Welz. Interesting little fake from Waski and Herrera there. Definitely threw off the Hilltoppers a little bit. Janowski tried to get on the end of it, but just couldn't. Good turn from Steen, but can't find Glodz. Now Joby calms the Dukes back down and finds Welz. To Rivas. Finds Waski, and now it's Janowski.
Bit of a mixed bunch right now for York as after the corner, still adjusting their positions. Waski right back. A couple more out of position.
Welz takes his space, finds Greco, but he can't quite switch it to Herrera here as Aiden Adachi picks it up and finds Vargas. Vargas finds Barrientos. And now finds Aiden Adachi. Adachi with a good switch of play to Chibokos, but he can't quite deal with it. Rivera comes out and claims it.
Adachi the top scorer for Glenbard West this year, but he hasn't really gotten the box much. More of a creator in this game, sitting deep.
Glotz takes one off his chest. Can't quite hold on to it. It's Barrientos. Now to Vargas. Now with Aiden Adachi. Finds Barrientos. Good back press from Glodz there. A little casual from Barrientos. But he does well to win it back. Good move from Barata there. Herrera looks to slow it down a little bit. Let Joby get his run there. Can't quite gather his touch. This ball trickles all the way to the back. Janowski's got Grayson Klinich on him again. But he does well to shake him.
Well done again from Janowski. He's been really, really calm back there under pressure.
Papa looks to play long to Glodz. Glodz can't quite handle it, but does really well to as both teams make a sub. It's Palacios for Vargas. It's Menelacina for Joby. Menelacina finds himself on the right wing now, a little unfamiliar position for Menelacina as he usually finds himself on that back line.
Don't usually see a player with such stature out in the wing, usually centrally.
Yeah, they tried him at left center back early and then played some right back last season as Chibokos comes on for Davis Barta. Welz with the throw now. Looks to find Rivas, but he can't. Tries it again, just a little bit farther up. Waski flashes across the field. Finds himself on it. Holds off his defender well and spins him. Gets to the corner. And just gets away from him there. He's not too pleased about it.
Tough break for Waski. Did well to get into the corner, but just a lapse of concentration there after he did so well to get there.
Now with Luke Benson. Looks to find the channel. Drills Michael Greco, actually. And now it's with Herrera. Good tackle there from Barrientos. Well timed. Herrera gets back on it, but he comes from an offside position. The flag's up on the near side. The official spin around, doesn't quite know. Now he calls it.
York are just doing a really good job of killing this game. It's deflated the intensity and kind of the aura of this game as Glenbard West really doesn't have a chance to get back into it, it seems.
Benson stands over it for the Hilltoppers. He tries to find Klinish through. He does well. Klinish is on it. Takes a touch around the keeper. Doesn't have an angle. Cuts it back. Just missed by Chibokas and now cleared by Waski. Wow, that almost turned the tides quickly. Benson looked like he just kicked it, but found the run of Klinish. Took his touch around the keeper as Barrientos puts the ball in the box.
Ooh.
Keeper looks to punch it. Punches Ethan Welz there. Now with Klinish. His shot blocked by Papa. Now it's cleared by Greco. Benson.
That sequence just reminded me a lot of a few plays in the first half where there's just chaos in the box. York couldn't really clear it, but the Hilltoppers just couldn't quite find the back of the net.
Definitely something similar to what we saw in the first half. Can this period continue? It's now Hernandez, who's back to Klaus. Adachi on this near side asks for it. Dealt with by Papa there, out for a throw. The Hilltoppers look to make subs. It's going to be Vargas and Ginder. Throw finds Klinish, but he takes it out of the boundaries.
A few subs coming on for the Hilltoppers here, maybe to try and change this game, get them back into it.
Clouds extends the arm a little bit there, and it's going to be a foul for the Hilltoppers. And the Hilltoppers look like they're going to try to send this one in the box with Palacio standing over it, getting instruction from his gaffer. And he tries to put it in, but it's going to find the feet of Herrera. And now with Glotz, settles it. Duke's a little bit on the break here. Herrera finds Glotz. The blazing speed of Glotz. Looks to get it in early for Waski. Tracked back by Hernandez.
Blazing speed indeed. Blue past his defender there.
Glotz just glides so effortlessly, like a gazelle in the prairie when he is running in behind with that high-end top speed. Throw in to Herrera. He flicks it well.
Oh my.
Harsh tackle there. Ref didn't see anything of it, apparently. Rivas keeps it, makes a cut. Defended well by Adachi, but not cleared for the Hilltoppers yet, as Klaus is still getting up from that tackle.
Bit surprised to see a no call there from the ref, although I'm sure he saw it as just a collision of two players going for the ball.
A little bit unorthodox there, most definitely. Won well by Wells. And that's going to be out for a York Duke throw. Gets it in quick to Herrera. Herrera is definitely the straw that stirs the drink for this Dukes team.
Beautiful block.
Finding the ball in the midfield and making it happen as Adachi tries to play forward to Klinish but can't quite connect. And that one goes off the hand of Herrera, and he's not too thrilled about it.
To add on to your point about Herrera, I think another reason for putting Waski in the midfield could be to give him something to combine with in there, because a lot of times he's just trying to dribble out of pressure with no real options, but Waski playing as a forward player in the midfield kind of gives him that higher up combination option.
Most definitely. Now with Barrientos. Waski stands him up. What a great athlete Waski is, as he pressures Barrientos and forces a missed pass out for a Duke's throw. Waski's speed is definitely a big aspect and a big strength of his game, so him being in the midfield role kind of minimizes that a little bit. He still has those short bursts, but he doesn't find himself with those long runs like he might playing out wide in the wing.
Very true.
As Wells comes off and Will Carter comes in. Hilltoppers make their changes. It's going to be Vargas for Chibokas and it's going to be Ginder for Hernandez. Will Carter with the throw. Tries to find Rivas, but can't. Won well by Papa. Vargas comes in for the tackle. It's now with the feet of Glotz. He turns his defender and finds Waski. Switched well by Waski, and now it's Menelacina. Looks to combine with Glotz. Can't quite get there.
Well set up by the fullback there.
Dealt with Steen, but only momentarily. It's played back to Barrientos, who's been on the ball a lot. Nice little ball there to Ginder. He slides to get it, but can't quite get there. Nice crafty little ball there from Barrientos, but just a little hot there in the end.
12 minutes left in this game. Charlie, do you think there's any chance the Hilltoppers get back into this?
You know, they're making a little bit of a push, but I think they haven't really made any threat. I think the biggest threat they've made has been the Dukes getting in their own way a little bit with some miscommunications. So I'm not saying that it can't happen, but there's a good switch of play from Waski, but never say never, right, Petey?
Of course.
As Rivas tries to find the feet of Glotz, but can't. Won by Benson. Now with Barrientos, he lets it roll. He's on it. Greco's on him and finds Adachi. Adachi drives. Ginder makes a run. Still with Adachi. Now to Klinich, but that rolls off him. Klinich still gives chase. Cleared momentarily. And now out wide for the Hilltoppers. He finds it inside to Palacios. And now Barrientos to Vargas. Finds Ginder. And he's in an offside position.
If Glenbard West want to get back in this game, they need to get Vargas and Adachi higher up the field. Right now, they're just kind of sitting behind the midfield line of the Dukes and passing it, but not really attacking. They need to create some chances if they're to get back into this game.
Definitely a little bit conservative. You have Barrientos, who's playing in the 6th role right now, but like you mentioned, in this point in the game, he needs to get a little more higher up the field. He's on it now, and here he goes. Maybe you heard me. Takes a shot. It's deflected. It's going to be a corner. Hilltoppers definitely need to get their guys involved. Their leading goal scorer, Adachi, Barrientos, and Vargas.
I think Glenbard West, they can't play it short here. They've caused a scuffle in the box with York struggling to clear the lines. If they get it in, they need to get it in here.
Good service to the back post, just over the head of Klaus. He gives chase and keeps it in momentarily, but looks like that's going to be out for a Duke goal kick. Pete, I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on Sasquatch? Are you a Sasquatch guy?
Like the being Sasquatch or the food?
I'm sorry, is there a food named Sasquatch?
Oh, that would be a squash. That's on me.
No, yeah. Sasquatch.
Any relation to Bigfoot?
Sometimes referred to Bigfoot, but
Yeah, I believe in Bigfoot.
I believe it's a little more politically correct to call him Sasquatch. You do believe in him. It's good to hear. I believe he's out there somewhere. He's definitely out there.
You know who's got a big foot? Damian Glotz, size 11 shoes.
He does. You know who's got even bigger feet?
Who?
Michael Greco, size 15 shoe.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Shot from deep from Feldman. Yeah, Michael Greco with size 15 and a half shoes. Did that play a role into his goal? It might just have, but I guess we'll never know.
Impressive for him as well, with not being the tallest.
Shot from Adachi, a little knuckle on it. Rivera deals with it rather well. Yeah, it is impressive. 15 and a halfs. Small Italian guy like Mike, but as Rivera punts it up.
Can't imagine 15 and a half, just a 10 and a half myself.
Looks like Waski finds himself on the wing again. Now that Feldman subbed in, he does well to win it off Adachi.
Taking the line.
Waski looks forward for a moment, gets a little rolled up there. Looks forward for a moment, but elects to keep it as there's 8 minutes left in this contest.
Waski has logged a lot of minutes, perhaps played into his reasoning for not going on the line and just keeping it there.
Maybe a little bit of fatigue as Palacios tries to find Grinder, but played away. Adachi now with Barrentes. Barrentes takes on Welz.
Good defending by Welz.
Welz does well, hits it off Barrentes, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Dukes.
Once again, Welz, Steen, all the York fullbacks, and really defense in general, very solid, very good in the 1v1 duels. Barrientos has tried that a number of times, but hasn't quite come off for him. Strong tackle there. Ooh.
Ref stops the clock, reaches into his pocket aggressively, and waves Herrera off. Herrera's not a fan. That was a little bit of aggressive tackle. Even more aggressive signal there from the ref.
Yeah, referee was not happy with Herrera. I thought it was a fair challenge, to be honest with you. Ref saw something he didn't like.
Herrera waits patiently at the end line, or at the touch line. Vargas serves it in. Good ball by Vargas. Flicked away. Looks like it was off a Duke defender. The officials agree. It's going to be a corner kick.
7 minutes. I think if they're to mount a comeback, this needs to be a goal. Time running out.
It definitely seems like time is of the essence here for the Hilltoppers, as there's a little more pep in the step from Vargas to get to that corner. Puts the hand up in the service. It's at the near post. Knotted away by Waski. Well done by him. Played wide to Adachi. Wells gets him, but a little shoulder to shoulder. Looks like it's out there now. Daniel Marcial checks in the game for the Dukes, and he actually trots out now as Herrera comes back in, but that's the first we've seen of number 13, Daniel Marcial.
In relation to Anthony Marcial?
There might be a loose relation there. We didn't get to see his play style too much, but you never know. Crazier things have happened.
Well, he's not injured, so I'm sure he's not related.
Must not be. Glads wins it and finds Feldman. Feldman with the switch first time to Rivas. Good flick from Rivas. Didn't quite have the width, but he wins it.
Good recovery there.
Klaus slides out of bounds and knocks that one away. Your York Duke right back, Ethan Wells. Fun fact about Ethan Wells, you've probably heard of the vegetarian diet. Ethan Wells is a carnivore diet. He only eats meat, folks. He only eats meat.
I can respect that.
That is, he doesn't eat anything else, only meat. And that definitely probably plays a role into just his beast mentality. He's had a great game thus far, and I think the carnivore diet definitely played a role into that. Ethan Wells, number 16, folks. That ball rolls out for a York Duke throw-in. It's going to be Will Carter. Oh, and a little collision from the Hilltoppers, and it's going to stick with the Dukes.
Yeah, at this point, with the running clock, Dukes just need to take as much time as they need as that was in quickly.
Herrera does well. Glides past the defender there. Ball in. The keeper claims it. Good feet from Herrera there as he glides.
Had Rivas or Glads for the cutback, but it was a good ball looking for Waski, just a little in front. Keeper could get to it.
Herrera's glided past a few defenders tonight. He kind of reminds me a little bit of the Olympic skater Oksana Bayul. Just the fluidness in their game. Obviously, Oksana was a figure skater, but you can see the relation there.
Figure skater for what country?
She competed for maybe a country we shouldn't name, but Oksana Bayul. She was quite the athlete. There's Vargas on the free kick. Another good service in. Finds the head of a Hilltopper, but he can't steer it towards goal. Now it's Glads. Looks to find Rivas in the channel, but that's cut out by Hernandez. Well defended by Hernandez. Just under 4 minutes left in this game. You'd think the Dukes are going to take their time, and Welz does as he gives a little trot towards the ball. Doesn't seem to be in any hurry to get on this one. Glad stands there. Got it at his feet. Good 1-2 from Glads and Waski there. Glads now finds Rivas, lets it roll.
Seems to be Rivas' signature move. Seen that a lot. It's worked most of the time.
It does. It's a good move. I think I've actually seen Vinicius Jr. of Real Madrid take that move from Alan Rivas, so just shows that, you know, Rivas made that move popular, and guys like Vinicius Jr. are kind of trying to take it. So Welz does well to keep it in. Shields off Adachi for a moment, but Adachi wins it back. Waski gives chase. Good ball to Hernandez. He tries to pull it back out. Now with Ginder. Ginder a little indecisive. And it's dealt with by the Dukes.
Seems that the Dukes have had a formation change. Glass has dropped in. Rivas has gone centrally. Maybe a 4-2-3-1 just to try and pack it in a bit more.
Phil Wysick yells to his team, get in the box. They're down 2 goals with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. That reminds me, Pete, what's the best time to go to the dentist?
2:30.
2:30. Headed away by Alex Papa. Well defended.
If I was a Hilltopper, I would certainly listen to the coach. It just seems like there's no urgency to get in the box. They're having good possession right now. But
yeah, there definitely seems like a lack of urgency from the Hilltoppers. That ball's rolled out by Papa. Don't seem to be too concerned with getting this one going. Vargas with the ball in the box. Janowski can deal with it, but only so far to Barrientos. Ball at the outside of the foot. Finds Rivera. And it's an equalizer by the Hilltoppers. Luke Benson gives a little wave to the crowd, gets them going. It's a minute 43 left. Little miscommunication on the back post.
And that's the only way the Hilltoppers are going to
Goal
get back
for the
into this.
Hilltoppers, number 22, Luke Benson.
Where they slip up from the Dukes, and that just might have given them some hope.
Phil Wysick's probably feeling pretty good at himself. Told the boys to get in the box. They get in the box. They score. Ref brings out the mustard card again. And looks like he's signaling Grayson Klinich off.
That's brutal for Glenbard West. Just have some momentum, and they get their striker taken off for no apparent reason, really.
Definitely unlucky that he tries to come back in. The ref still is not having any of it. The ref has been a little bit of a fan of that yellow card. Waski plays wide to Herrera. That ball's dealt with by Klaus.
If you're a Duke, get to the corner right now.
Now Klaus to Palacios. Herrera gives chase. He's on a yellow. Rivas now pressing. Won well by Rivas, and he draws a foul.
Great.
He's going to be down. Ref stops the clock and signals the trainer on. Looks like Menelosina called his name called his own number there as he trotted out in the field immediately. Rivas comes off.
Really well done from Rivas there just to get his team possession back with a gritty play and give him a good chance to see out this game.
Minute 18 left. Herrera stands over the ball.
To the corner?
Surely it has to be to the corner here.
And it is.
Looks to find Menelosina. It's headed, but only as far as Waski. Back to Menelosina, and he looks to take it to the corner.
His big frame, I think. That's why he was brought on.
Cleared away by the Hilltoppers, just to Feldman. And now with Waski to Herrera. Herrera, nice little flick there. And now with Menelosina as he kicks it out of bounds there. After it was already out of bounds, maybe a little bit of the dark arts there from number 20, Alexander Menelosina. Those are the little things that win you the games, Pete.
They are.
Hit away by Waski. Not dealt with by as Glads gets a kick to the midsection there. It's going to be a goal kick for the Hilltoppers. 26 seconds on the clock. It's a little bit of a hurry-up offense here.
And the clock is still running. They need to get it up quick.
Finds the head of Feldman. And Alexander Melasina takes a big swing at it. Glotz gives chase. Makes life hard for the Glenbard West keeper as he almost puts that one on St. Charles Road.
Big play from Damian Glotz.
That's going to do it for the Dukes. The York Dukes defend home turf as they get an in-conference win, 2-1. Pete, what are your final thoughts on the game?
Score is the Dukes 2, the Hilltoppers 1. Next game is Thursday, September 21st at home against Neuqua Valley. JV 1 starts at 4:30. Varsity to follow at 6:30.
All right.
See everyone on Thursday. Be safe and have a good night.
Be safe. Pete, final thoughts there?
Dukes just did their job, got an early goal, shut up shop. Kind of a lucky late goal to make it interesting for the Hilltoppers, but never really in danger.
Definitely a little too late from the Hilltoppers. As the Dukes earn the 3 points and the win, that's going to be it from Clarence D. East Field. I'm Charlie Heuer alongside Peter Soudan. We'll catch you next time.